Welcome everyone, good evening. We are here for the final match in day one in Spain, Valencia, for the next installment of the Predator Pro Billiard series. We're here from the 25th of November till the 2nd of December, bringing you 8 days of pool and 4 awesome events. Today it's all about the Women's Little Monsters International Open. 64 players all chasing that 75k prize fund, with the winner getting 22,500. We are into the winners qualification matches now, and I'm joined by my good friend Eric Horlifson. My name is Graham Hickman. Welcome, Eric.
Hey, pleasure to be with you guys. Looking forward to a good match here. Chang coming in as a 50-point underdog in Fargo, but not enough to say that she can't pull off an upset here. She's had some good results on the Pro Billiard Series. In the mixed doubles with Max Lechner, making it to the semifinals on one occasion. She's used to being under the pressure of the TV table, and she's going to have to come with her full game here to beat Jasmine. We all know about her accolades. Multiple-time world champion, one of the favorites in this tournament.
Yeah, should be an interesting game. Referee just setting the balls up here as we get started. For those just joining us, it's best of 3 sets. Race to 4 in each set. If we do go one set all, and it does go to 3-3 in that final set, then we will have a shootout. But for now, we will start off with this set 1. Chang to break. Shot clock is in operation, as you see there in the bottom left corner. It'll be 60 seconds from the break, and then it's 30 seconds per shot per player, with an extension of 30 seconds if they choose to use it.
Good opening chance for Jasmine. Yeah, good opening chance for Jasmine here. Looks like she's going to have to weave the cue ball back between the 3-5 for position for the 2. Cue ball's kind of playing into the 3, but she'll be looking at taking the left part of the pocket to develop that angle. Maybe straight back. Yeah, caught the 3 on the way through. Bit of trouble as far as offense. She's got a pretty high percentage safe behind the 5 if she wants to take it. Far enough away for a jump for Chiang if she chooses. I believe it's the best option here. Right long rail's taken away, so not a guaranteed hit, but she is going to kick at it. Anytime you're kicking at a ball this far away from the rail, the cue ball's going to bend towards the object ball. It's tougher to really pinpoint the hit.
It's pretty good pace. I think she was trying to maybe flick off it and send the cue ball up towards those 2 balls, but if it's not potable, she could be in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, I think Jasmine has enough of the 2. She's going to have to avoid the 7 coming back towards the 3. It's backed off.
Oh, this is a good shot. This is horrible. 2 reels, try and catch it from the bottom side. It's going to be tricky.
Yeah, she has the 2 buried here, nicely covered by the 10. 2 rail escape's the only option. Chang is an up-and-coming player. I see a lot of promise in her. She has got her Fargo over 700, so that's just bordering into world-class play.
Yeah, so first real chance here. Ball's wide open. Nothing of any. Maybe that 6 ball. It looks. Not sure if it's on the point, Eric, or is it just off? Goes in the side, maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, it's off the rail, but definitely sharp in the side, and we've seen how tight these Predator arc tables are in the side, but I think she'll take a shot at moving it here. Doesn't want the 6 to get any kind of block path with the 4, but it's a risk she has to take.
Maybe just a soft one, just to bump it a little bit. Yeah, I like that shot, just to make it that little bit more in an easier potable position. A little bit straight on this 4 ball. She's going to maybe punch it off 2 rails, or she's going to have to put a bit of a hard draw stun shot to get this cue ball out.
Yeah, it's kind of in between. I think the forward angle is playing into the 9 a bit. Good power stroke there from Jasmine. Strong, has a strong stroke overall, not really fettered by those big power shots.
Oof, I thought it was just about going to sit on the 10 ball there, but she's okay. Just run this up. Or she could run it past the 9. Not sure if she could play a stop shot and even play the 7 in between the 8 and 9 maybe as an option. 2 options.
Yeah, just didn't want to risk running into the 8 going below it. Pocketing would have been easier, but safer path with the cue ball now. Jasmine's had a good couple years, the past 2 years. She won the World 8-Ball Championships this August. Had a lot of semifinals and near the end of the tournament runs on the Pro Billiard Series. Had some good results in WPBA events.
Yeah, she had a couple of back-to-back Euro Tour wins as well for the ones that she entered, so yeah, been pretty strong overall. No doubt she's going to be strong in these events. She doubles up with her brother Albin in the mixed doubles. That'll be a pairing to avoid.
It's caught the 8 a little thick here, so it came up a little short on the 9. Don't believe there's any options to hold the cue ball. 1 rail. Little thin to be creating some good draw shots. So possibly before the side around 3 rails. Good shot.
10 ball corner pocket. Game.
Rack number 1 to Ocean.
Yeah, we have a busy week this week of pool, Eric, don't we? With all the different events going on. We've got obviously this women's Little Monsters event, International Open. We've got the Little Monsters mixed doubles and the Little Monsters men's international. But then finishing off with the Predator WPBA Junior World Championships as well. So lots and lots of action for everyone to get involved in. And then following that, we have the Spain Euro Tour on the back of it as well. So combining that all together, 12 to 13 days of exciting pool. Great stuff.
Jasmine's capable of creating a lot of power on the break. She's had a fair bit of experience on the Pro Billiard Series, so she'll know which breaks are working best for her. Power cut break there. Nothing down, but nothing on the 1 for Chang.
A little bit of congestion to work with as well. Just on the left side of the table there. a little bit awkward. If she tries to separate the balls, pace is going to be really the key thing here. Or she might try to double the one back up table, Eric, maybe, and try and get some cover on the left side of the table.
Yeah, I think just moving the cue ball over to the left should play well. Caught the double kiss.
It's just a bit awkward though, wasn't it? The way the one ball was lying. You kind of had to slow roll that one to get any kind of good cover. There is a bank option here, but depends how aggressive Jasmine wants to be.
Yeah, a couple times early in this match, Jasmine's backed off some lower percentage offensive opportunities. Looks like she's not going to be afraid to bring Chang's full tactical game out. And considering her experience, you would likely give her the edge in the tactical department. No rail here, Graham.
Yeah, that was always the risk, wasn't it? Playing at such a low pace. The question is now, are we going to see a follow-up hook trying to get the multiple fouls? Tends to happen when you've got a messy table. Trying to go for those 3 fouls. Clearly she can pot the one with ball in hand and try to make something happen, but I like this, Eric. She could put the one ball up next to another ball. Try and get that locked up behind that little cluster.
Yeah, I like this as well. Looks like she's left a hittable kick. The 3 ball was just too tied up there. Too many balls in that area. Too much chance of not getting good position on the 3.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed there though. She really wanted to be up behind that 6 ball. Like you can see there is a long rail kick. Because she can go to the top rail, makes the one ball a little bit bigger. There's never any guarantees, of course, but you would fancy her to hit this, Eric, from this position, right?
Yeah, I think the way the 7's playing, she might have to go 1 rail into it, but she consider her a favorite here. It's 3 times coming with that slow kick. It's a dangerous play because if you can't get into the exact proper side of the ball, you're not going to create much distance. And it showed up a couple times here where, I don't mind the play if you think you're good enough to hit really certain parts of the ball, but it can turn out badly too.
Yeah, and from that kind of angle, there wasn't really much in terms of cover unless she was hoping to get cover behind the 2. But I guess the angle as well, power wasn't really an option. But this could be a little bit of a chance here because of that last safety shot. The 3 ball is going to be another hook opportunity here. Oh, this is better. This is much better.
Yeah, she's got her good this time.
I don't even think she can get it from the right rail. Put loads of spin on this one.
Yeah, half swerve required here.
Yeah, I guess there's a half chance she could flick this in just because of the angle she's coming off the long rail into the short rail with that spin. Maybe might give a bit of a half chance. No, not enough with the slide. Different table now.
Yeah, Jasmine looking to exert some dominance here in this match. Chang can hang with her, no doubt.
Yeah, I can remember watching Jasmine in one of the previous Euro tours, the 10 ball ones. Safety play was just incredible. You can just tell, obviously, both Jasmine and Albin very good in the safety game, kicking, and it really shows when she turns the screw. You can find yourself in a lot of trouble, but you still got to take those chances when you make them. She's now got one presented. This is a big shot here. Just playing safe again. Not taking any chances,
That's
Eric, at all.
again great. That's 3 times now that, especially that one. She's definitely coming in with a game plan here. Not going to take many chances. Che Cho plays this type of style too against players that she's a slight favorite against. And it makes sense, you know, if you're playing a weaker player, you don't really want to take any chances. The only thing I would say is that Chang is strong enough that you don't really want to let her back to the table. We'll see how things develop here, but definitely noticeable that she's taking the more defensive approach.
Yeah, and also you said it there, you know, the more you let your opponent come back to the table, the more crazy things can happen. And this is a prime example. It hasn't stuck up, pretty straightforward. So Jasmine now looking to play the cut in the side. Maybe she can half ball the 6, try and get position on the 5, or even the 9. So there you go.
Yeah, just for example, if you're playing like a 600 Fargo, that player might give you ball in hand more often. They don't have jump capabilities. Their knowledge of kick safe isn't that high. So those type of players you can play really defensive against. But once you get someone over 700, you got to favor staying at the table, in my opinion.
Yeah, great. It wasn't so straightforward, this safety shot, because there wasn't that much in terms of cover. Only the 10 ball really that she could have tried to hide behind. But now this is not really a straightforward pot either if she wants to be aggressive to get on the 5. It's not really on. She's calling the crossbank just in case, but she's playing safe here.
Try to get 10 can work here. Possibly.
It's a good object ball though.
Chang's in a bit of trouble here because the 4 is so close to the rail. You can't really bank the 4 up the middle here. No room to avoid the double kiss. She can play the cue ball around 2 rails to the left, but similar type problem. Yeah, there wasn't much else there. She might leave it out. Got past the side.
This is tricky because I don't know if she can hit enough of the object ball to avoid the scratch. So this is this is awkward.
There's room to get the cue ball behind the 8, but always tough to play these roll-up safes when you're off angle. You'd rather be hitting the ball a little thicker. Caught the point, changed the angle of the cue ball. Got safe with the 4. A bit of tactical play. This is what Jasmine was asking for. Hasn't really given up the advantage yet.
Yeah, if she goes to the right side of the 4, it could kick this 5 in. She's doing it well. Was avoiding that, but hasn't got the hook.
Bank's lying a little long here. Can be shortened up with a bunch of right spin and speed. I think she'll favor safe in this spot.
Good speed.
Great speed.
Jump cues coming here. It's always tricky when you only have one ball to hide behind, but executed that very well. Called it in the top left.
She caught a little right spin on that one, catching a little swerve with the cue ball. So after a few innings at the table, Jasmine with the ball in hand chance. and make any player, any world-class player, a big favorite, especially starting later on in the rack.
Yeah, Jasmine's patience clearly paying off here. Getting ball in hand. Still a little bit of work to do, but like you say, there's no real problems. Doesn't want to be on the rail though. Don't think that's so great.
Yeah, that's one of the worst spots you could have landed in. Possible maybe to cheat the 5 to the rail side and create a draw angle between the 9-10. Got to be careful when you're powering into these pockets and cheating the pocket. Didn't really like that. Just caught it a little thickly. Jasmine likely looking to get the 8 involved here on a safe.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if she plays it into the long rail. Tries to push the 6 onto that top cushion. Or she might maybe go straight at it and put it above the top diamond on the left side of the short rail. And use the 8 ball like you said. Could be an option. Just push it in between the 7 and the 8. Has to be accurate, but could give her cover.
Yeah, I think she's just worried about how far she has to move the cue ball towards the 8. Angle has to be perfect. Pretty well done. Might have left the left side, but not much happening off the left side.
Well, if she can catch it pretty full though, Eric, do you not think she can put it behind the 7 here? Could be. It's a nice little spot there behind that 7 ball if it's on.
Yeah, if she has that much of the ball.
She's drawing, so maybe not.
Oh, you're right,
She's
Graham.
trying it. Surprised she drew it though, because you have to play that with a lot more pace to get it there. If she could hit that angle, for me the follow through was a little bit more favourable. I don't know what you think, Eric, but we just got a bit more of a chance to get that cue ball closer to that 7.
I hear you. Might have been trying to bank the 6 into the 9, but didn't turn out well there.
Yeah, it's always different. You know, we're watching and they're playing. Sometimes you see shots very differently when you're out there. It's very close to getting it behind the 7, but did leave it over the side. And Jasmine now, even if she is a little bit high on this 8, it will leave a nice angle to come down for the 9. But she's going to just draw this down. Oh, nicely done.
Jasmine, just the consummate professional around the table, has a very high following YouTube channel going now. Very informative, explains a lot of the parts of the game very well.
Yeah, solid stuff. Clearly, Jasmine is up for any kind of battle. She does enjoy the tactical side and showing quite clearly there in the first few racks, Eric. I mean, she's just so good in that area and she's more than happy to be patient, clearly, in this match.
Winner of this match will advance to the final 16 single elimination. Loser will move on to the loser's qualification match and have one more shot to come back in. Favoring the cut side of the angle again. Big power, but nothing down. And one of the first offensive chances for Chiang now. Long opener. Position's fairly natural.
Yeah, a bit of work to do. Big shot this. Obviously 3-ball. A little bit of congestion down the bottom. There's a chance. Nice shot. There you just see the corner of the screen there. Looks like that 3-ball might sneak past the 7, maybe. I don't know if it goes in the bottom right, Eric, but it does look like she can play a combo, of course, but maybe see. It's hard to tell, but maybe the right side of the pocket could be available.
Yeah, definitely doesn't have a full pocket, so she'll be looking to have a good angle at it. Don't mind coming back 2 short rails towards the position area here. Pretty long float if you just play at 1 rail. It's the problem when you're trying to lag the ball at such a long distance. Speed control's real tough. Stretching there too, kind of hard to get enough power to come back both short rails, but it's got her here.
Yeah, it was a good call. It was tricky. Now she's faced with a kick. It'll be interesting to see what kind of pace she plays this at, because like you called in the first few racks, Eric, she's been playing this soft kick kind of mentality. Similar game.
And not much speed. Left it safe, but a high percentage safe back for Jasmine.
Did she play risky and try and get behind the 7 here, Eric, or is that too dangerous?
I don't mind it, but considering how she's played in the first couple racks, I think she'll go for the higher percentage one. The shot behind the safe could be a game winner. Have to consider stuff like that. A little short, Graham. Chang can go behind the 7 now.
An option. She could try to use the 10 and the 5, but all depends how risky you want to go to get that ultimate hook.
Nicely played. Looks like the 8 is blocking the jump for the 3 as far as pocketing it. I think she'll have better feel for kick safes as far as playing safe as far as kicking at it. She's going to jump at this. Just trying to create distance here.
Second prize. Wow, she left a gap there. Definitely left a gap, maybe to go 1 rail. Don't know how much of a kick she can play on the 3, but maybe she can go 1 rail, kick the 3 onto the 9, call the 9. I think she called the 9.
Yeah, I think it's worth taking an offensive shot at this. Try to turn the tide a little bit. Stuck in the score line in the first set here. Eight ball's going to come into play. So another jump for Jasmine, but a makeable one this time.
Yeah, close.
Tough.
Always tough to get that one from position on the 4 as well. So, yeah, a bit of a chance here and a bit of a roll there. That was quite a big roll in maybe the context of this set, because open table for Jasmine gets her to the hill potentially. And all of a sudden, oh, she didn't want to catch the 9 though, Eric.
Yeah, cue ball's kind of running into the 7 now. Little unclear if the 5's available on the bottom left. If it is, she'll be able to play out of it. But the cue ball's running long down the rail here. Tough to really check it up the left side as well. I think the 5 might pass in the bottom left. It does. You can see from that angle there. Oh, she was able to check it. Great shot. Very nice.
Yeah, key shot coming up here. She needs to have a good angle on this 6 ball. 7 ball is cuttable from center table, so not end of the world, but be nice if she can get a little bit closer to the 7. How's the speed? Looks pretty good.
Yeah, look for Chang to make a positive run in near the end of 2025 here. Women's World 9-Ball Championships coming up in December. And going into 2026, I can see her becoming one of the main contenders for major titles on the women's international scene. It's always a question for players like this. They have the talent, they're moving up in skill level, they're moving up in experience, but just finding a way to get over that winner's finish line takes some players longer than others.
Yeah, just about pace here. Just let the cue ball do the work. How's the speed? Is this 10 ball going to come into play with her bridging? Maybe she's okay.
Yeah, just a little thicker on the draw angle here. Gonna have to put some speed into it. Looks like it's drawing into the 10 slightly. If anything, favoring the right side of the table for the cue ball. Not there. That's a big miss in the first set now. Distance for Jasmine, but expect her to get this one.
Yeah, I think she just left a little bit longer distance on the 10 than she would have liked. Still, of course, expected Chang to make it. She was very deliberate in her approach to that ball, but the pressure does funny things. Jasmine very happy to pick up that piece and get her onto the hill in this set. Bit of a let off there, Eric, you have to say.
Yeah, you mentioned her deliberateness towards the approach. That's certain players' styles. Federer Gorse kind of patented that, going around to both angles, doing a lot of pre-shot routine work. But those are balls that have to go down if you want to beat a player like Jasmine.
Yeah, definitely at this level. And you said it, sometimes it takes players a little bit longer to get over the winning line, but when you're playing against these top players, you can only continue to learn, and the more you put yourself in those positions, you would have to say, in most cases, the easier it gets, but the longer it takes, the harder it gets. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Jasmine's cut her first 2 breaks. See if she goes for the cut break again. She did, and there goes the 1. That's the one she's looking for. Nice break there from Jasmine. 2 ball opening up nicely over the corner. Bit of cue ball movement towards the 3, but just following position here.
Yeah, I would definitely say on the break side, Eric, I don't know what you think, but in terms of power, she's definitely up there, probably with one of the most, or if not the most powerful women's break on the circuit. When she puts everything into it, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, she's hitting it at a good 25 miles an hour, I would say. And that's a big advantage in this Pro Billiard Series, playing without templates. Going for the exact break that she created there, going for the 1 on the side. But the more power you have, the more action you get over the fullness of the table. Chance to fluke something in. Little short here. She can play a similar shot that Chang played in the last rack. Checking the cue ball up the left long rail. It's a draw to the short rail if she chooses.
Yeah, the good thing is, where the 5 ball is, doesn't necessarily have to be perfect on this 4. Yeah, good call, Eric. Similar shot, even though she's a little bit short. It's still workable. Given the layout of the balls, the 8 ball is probably going to be the key shot here at some point when she gets down table to get on that 7 for position on the 8.
Looks like the 7's only available in the bottom right, but that'll be okay. 6 ball's on the left side of the table. Just get a following angle up the left long rail. Really just getting close to the 7 here is key. Able to focus on the position towards the 8. She's just slightly thick, Graham, where it's going to be a little tougher to get on the straighter side of the 7. She's actually looking at it into the other pocket because she's so thick.
Yeah, I think it does go in both corners there, you see. So she could run this forward off a couple of rails if she chooses. She's short though. She's disgusted with that. You could tell she looked away straight away. It just makes this shot a little bit more difficult. And obviously now position to get on that 8 is not ideal either. This is not nice, Eric. Can she hold this? I don't think she can, unless she dead weights it.
I think she can, but hitting a shot like this at such slow speed is definitely not in players' natural comfort zone. She's got it. Nicely played. So has to avoid the 10 now. Enough angle to come off the rail comfortably.
Yeah, she cued that 7 very nice. And because the 8 ball's off the rail, it does help a little bit as well to take that middle point out of the way. Try and get this, like you said, to the middle of the table. Taking these very well, especially considering that 6 ball was a little bit light of pace. She's taking that 7 and 8 really nice. Stretching here. Probably get an extension on the cue maybe.
Yeah, strong set from Jasmine. 2 more balls to go, but looking for the break and run to close out the set. No missed balls, favoring the defensive side when she had to. Smartly played overall. Watch out for the side here. It's okay. Oh, and another missed 10 for the set this time. First set not over yet.
No, and I was just thinking there, I thought, she's showing her experience there, taking all the time needed on that 10 ball, but keying across it, I think she probably just overran the position to the 9 ball somewhat, and obviously that resulted in losing the cue ball. Still fancied Jasmine to make that 10 ball, Eric, I have to say.
Oh, possible turnaround here. I've seen in the past times when Jasmine's let mistakes like this compound. Can't say it happens all the time, but I would say it happens to her more often than some top players. And I think it does show up at the end of tournaments sometimes more than she likes. We'll see how she deals with it here.
Yeah, this is not Jasmine's first rodeo. Yeah, she'll be frustrated, but she'll shake it off. Just like Ben and I were just talking a moment ago in the previous match before this, and these sets, race to 4 is relatively short in the grand scheme of races that we have nowadays. So you can have a bad 3-4 racks, but you can then reset and start again. And I think this set format definitely is super interesting, and also with the shootout as well, Eric. I don't know what your thoughts are, but this set format it's very entertaining.
Absolutely. It keeps it entertaining for the fans, and it's been working in tennis for 100 years. So I think there was a little pushback in pool when they first brought it in, just because people weren't used to it. But it's something that makes sense. It avoids those matches where players are up 7-0 and the outcome is almost a foregone conclusion. Ball down for Chang. Possible to play the cue ball near the 8 here. It's going to be leaving the 1 over the top right, and actually doesn't want to make the 1. It's kind of going on that angle, but should be able to find ways to avoid that. Just chose the defensive route, got good coverage. Actually blocked off part of the right long rail too, I believe.
It was a good hit, really. She judged the slide on the long rail pretty well. Just didn't get the cover. I think she's left this thin snick on the 1.
Yeah, Chang just sizing up to really see how thin it is. Just called it. Cue ball can play across pretty naturally 2 rails.
We're using all the pocket there.
Helping her in with that one. Yeah, long rail.
Yeah. Obviously, it was super dead weight anyway, but yes, definitely taking advantage of all the new stuff.
Seven's only available into 1 pocket, but the 6 is in an ideal position to get good position on the 7.
Yeah, key shot here, really. How's the pace? Is it short? A little bit more would have been nicer. Still very makeable, of course, and probably going to go 2 rails here, but maybe a little bit more would have been nice. No problem. perfect here, Eric, on this 5.
Yeah, a lot of pre-shot work for Chang. It's a certain style. I just think that sometimes it's can be beneficial to get a little bit more flow in your game. It's really up to players' preference. I mean, but you can see she's just moving around a lot on shots that are fairly elementary.
Yeah, definitely getting her steps in, making sure of every angle where she wants the cue ball. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, what looked to be going to be a 4-0 solid set for Jasmine. That missed 10 ball. All of a sudden, we're in a bit of a battle on this set.
Yeah, and she'll have the break in rack number 6. She made a ball in the previous break.
A bit of a twist in this one. Bit of a comeback, maybe. It's not over yet. We often see a bit of back and forwards in these types of set matches. Have other matches going on as well. On the other table, live stream table 2, we have Pia Filler against Sophia Mast. Pia is, well, it's 1-1 in sets, and Pia is 2-0 up in that final set. She was down in that second set, I think 3-something, and she came back and won that one 4-3. So, bit of a close one there as well.
Yeah, Mast will be one of the main contenders for the girls under 19 World Junior Championships. Savannah Easton here this week as well. Felix Vogel will be coming in as a odds-on favorite in the boys division under 19. Bit of a mishit on the break there, almost scratched and got kicked in the end. Just loose cue ball, ended up hurting her. So a chance for Jasmine to redeem herself now.
Yeah, that was a brutal kicking off, wasn't it? I mean, the cue ball, like you say, was running, but for that ball to come all the way around and carry him into the cue ball, give Jasmine, especially that one ball is also tricky, but ball in hand changes everything, of course. And this is a nice table. Once Jasmine takes this one ball away, a couple of shots and she'll be in prime position.
Yeah, just wants to get a pretty small angle on the 2 here, ideally with the cue ball moving to the right. That'll do.
Yeah, that's a great shot, really. It's always hard when you're not using any rails just to pinpoint position, but she judged it well, and this is, like you say, a chance to redeem herself here. She can just play this 3 ball off 1 rail, take the 4 on the side. Don't really see anything jumping out here. Position from 4 to 5 leaves a nice 5 to 6. It's really probably 7 to 8 might be the key shot, depending how she lands, and then 8 to 9.
Yeah, I think she'll favor a straight in angle on the 6. Try to draw straight back. There's a chance of running into the 7 if she takes the cue ball to the short rail off the 6.
Got a little bit of angle.
Yeah, slightly drawing into the 7 here. Still an option to stun below it if she doesn't believe she can get above the 7. Even one rail forward will work at this point, not involving the 7 at all. It's okay. Shot.
Yeah, key shot here. Doesn't really want to have too much angle on the 8 ball if she can avoid it. Love to play the 9 in the top right. Stretching a bit here. Plenty table to work with though. Oh, that's perfect. Well, she got a little bit too much. She could come short side on the right side of the table if she's got a bit too much. Or can she pinch this and just let the cue ball drift up?
Yeah, it's just in between. I don't mind just. No, she's gonna have to go across. It is more angle than it looked at the overhead. Into the short side here now for Jasmine. She's underdrawn it a little bit. A fair bit, to the point where the 9's missable now.
Yeah, all of a sudden, what looked to be formality shots has resulted in, like you say, I do think this is a lot harder than it looks. This is very, very missable. So easy to overcook
Stretching
these.
on the wrong side of the table. Yeah. Just got this one. Straight in on the 10. Good recovery from Jasmine.
What a great 9 ball that was, Eric. Made it look very easy. Full stretch. Then. Oh. Player is taking a short timeout while the referee gets the balls back out. They are entitled to a 7-minute timeout, so we'll see how long she takes. We can take a short break as well, and we can rejoin you back when Chang is back at the table. Back in a moment.
Both players back in the arena for set number 2. Ocean to break, rack number 1. Had a break and run going in rack number 6 of the first set. Ended up missing the 10. Chang also missed 1 10 ball in the first set. Other than that, it was pretty error-free overall. There goes the 1 again. Positive signs for Jasmine, making a consistent ball on the side.
Yeah, she's definitely favouring that
Shot
cup
on
break.
the 2 here.
She's got a nice angle here as well. It's a bit tricky for your hand on the table, but the angle of the pot, she just needs to concentrate on making the 2, and she will have a look at the 3, you would think. It's pretty natural to go over that side of the table. Just a bit awkward on the hand placement.
Good stroke there, nice and aggressive. Perfect speed.
Yeah, she made that look very easy. It needs to come back here. 4 doesn't go on the side, so she'll have to draw it back above the 4. Oh, she's hit that on the wrong side of the pocket though, or a little bit off angle, so bit of more of a cutback on this 4. The only good news is that I think the 9 ball is so far out of the way that it's maybe not hampering the cue, Eric, or do you think the 9 ball does cause a problem?
Yeah, I think the queuing will be okay. Just a question of how much of the pocket she has here. She's having a good look down the line, so probably not a full pocket. Even tougher when you're back cutting into a blind pocket, not shooting full into it. A lot of feel on this shot. Nick the 10, but she's okay. Slightly too much angle to hold the cue ball comfortably in the sides. Play the corner here. You're forced to take the long pocket on the 7, but that'll be okay. No cue ball movement towards the 8. Be able to focus on the pocketing on the 7.
Yeah, this is good stuff, this, Eric. Very nice opening 2, and very quickly made light work of the table. Granted, it was pretty open, but a couple of tough opening shots from the 2 ball and the 4. But like you said, hardly much movement here. Doesn't want to be too straight on the 8 though. Maybe draw it down to the bottom rail and give herself an angle on the 8. That'll work just fine. Love to be straight on this 9 ball in the top right corner, just as a stop shot for the 10 ball in the bottom left, or the bottom right I should say. Yeah, good stuff this from Jasmine. Really solid.
Just straight enough to hold here. I don't think she has to overplay the position. She's got a good break now going too, Graham, so Chang's going to have to really take advantage of any chances she gets in this second set. Jasmine looking good so far.
Yeah, definitely. I think if Jasmine can continue to find that 1 in the side, dangerous times, especially when she's playing as solid as this. I mean, obviously, we expect Jasmine to play at this level. She has done for such a long time. You don't expect her to miss shots like that 10 ball that we've seen, but you know, everyone's human. It does happen. But this is the kind of stuff we're used to seeing. And if she can find a break as well, equally dangerous. Definitely one of the favourites for this event, no doubts.
cut it a little thinner that time. The very corner ball in the rack went directly in the corner. Rare to see in 10 ball, but when you cut it that thin, a chance of something like that can happen. So still creating positives on the break with that cut break. Play the cue ball behind the 4 here. There's a big stack over on the left side, so she could choose to move the cue ball more and play towards that stack.
Yeah, she's got some options here. I like your first thought. Just try to hide behind that 4 ball. It's a little bit less cue ball work running around the table. However, we do have those balls to hide behind down the bottom left hand side of the table, and if you can catch it right, that 4 ball can help with the 1 ball as well. As a cover. That's what she's trying. How's the speed? Doesn't want to catch this 6 full. She has.
Yeah, just didn't expect to catch the 6 there. Thin one for Chang here, but I believe she'll be playing offense. The 3's actually tied up, so might look to just bide her time a little here. Again, cue ball behind the 4 is an option, but the 1's banking into the 7 a little bit in that case. Looks like she can cut it wide of it. Did catch it. Not full coverage. A chance for Jasmine to put her in trouble here.
Yeah, that was one of those shots where you kind of have to go all in on the cue ball, isn't it? And kind of let the 1 ball be where it is and try to get right up behind that 4. And in the end, she didn't get either. Chance for Jasmine to maybe put her back in a similar place. See how she does with the cue ball. A lot better, maybe. Yeah. This is a tough kick as well because I don't think she can see the bottom short rail, potentially. Just going into the... Oh, this is going to be very tough from that angle, Eric, because it's so hard to judge that slide and speed from such a short impact into the long rail.
Yeah, especially when the cue ball is close to the rail like this, when you're kicking at it, it can tend to come off short. A lot of knowledge goes into hitting this ball. Went long this time. Not enough speed, really. Tough one.
It was. She did play it at a very soft pace as well, though, didn't she? It wasn't a powerful one. She went for one of those kind of softer kick shots like she's been playing in this match.
Yeah, new cloth, that ball's just going to bend out too wide. She knew that. I'm sure she had that feeling involved, but did end up bending wide on her. Looks like the 3 passes the 8. Cue ball's kind of running into the 5 now, which is not a positive for Jasmine.
Depends how aggressive she wants. She could play a lock-up safety behind the 5. She has turned down a few shots already in this match. She doesn't like it, but looks like she's going for this one. Oh, she was able to pinch a bit from the rail. She'd love to come into this 5 ball on 2 rails. I think she's got enough angle maybe just to do that. Punch it off 2 rails over the 1. Not sure how you see it, Eric, but I favour that one in terms of position.
Yeah, I can just avoid the 7 a little more. You really want an angle on the 5, so the 2 rails played better into having an angle on the 5. It's an underrated thing to notice when you watch these world-class players. They're always kind of giving themselves a half ball angle because that kind of relates to playing medium speed a little more than higher speed. I think amateurs kind of disregard that a lot. Straighter on angles might seem a little easier to pocket, and in a way they are, but the speed that you're hitting the cue ball at plays a lot better into these half ball angles, kind of like she has now, and on the 5.
Yeah, she can just thread this between the 8 and 9. Plenty table to work with. Just needs to make sure she doesn't go anywhere near a rail. It's pretty good. So many options here. Even if she doesn't have the best angle, she can play the 8 in the bottom left. Have a pretty good shot on the 9 in the side, so lots of options.
Yeah, this one's okay to land straight on because she's not moving the cue ball towards the 9. Looks like she's playing some kind of draw. Guess it was just too straight to move up to the short rail. Shows her confidence in her pocketing ability, too. I'm sure she could have cheated the pocket in a couple ways there to get closer. But not afraid to take a little distance.
Yeah, but she's cueing very well. Like you say, it's all about confidence, and when Jasmine does get going, there isn't much on the table that she's scared of. Very comfortable at the minute. 2 racks to 0 in this second set, and it's a set that Chang needs to win. So everything to do here, Eric.
Yeah, and it's, Jasmine's controlled things off the break, too, so it's just been kind of hard for Chang to get going. She's missed less than 2 balls, from what I can remember.
It's been pretty flawless stuff from both players, really. Like you said before, just a couple of missed balls, but not a lot. Safety-wise, Jasmine's probably been a little bit tighter. Maybe a few loose ones from Chang, but fine margins. We're being very critical. It's been a pretty solid match all in. But this break will be a big one. Jasmine, I'd love to have a first look at it.
One ball getting kicked in the side this time. That's the second or third time she's cut them very thinly, kind of targeting the cue ball down more towards the diamond closer to the corner pocket. Usually when you see players cut the break like that, they'll cut the cue ball closer to the middle diamond. But this is obviously something she's practiced and something that she's found good results with.
Yeah, too much to do here, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say chance for a big, real power-up draw here, but that'd be pretty ambitious.
I kind of like the
just trying
thin
to
edge.
find the gap. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the thin edge. I mean, obviously, there's cover-wise, she needs to swing the cue ball a little bit, but she's already played a similar shot like this before pretty well. Speed looks pretty good. Similar kind of shot, but it's the double kiss on this time. Looks pretty straight. If it is, there's a chance of that double kiss. She's got a bit of angle, so she could go for this if she wanted, but a similar kind of shot as Jasmine. Not really straightforward in terms of position for the 3.
I don't think it's wrong to go for this ball, especially considering the score line. You never want to be reckless when you're down, but you're right.
The 2 ball's going to be nice, though. Good chance to get good cover here, though. Come off the top rail, catch this 2 ball. Pretty good. There's quite a few balls down table that the 2 ball could run behind. On the side just in case. I don't blame her, but she'll be looking to get that 2 ball above that right hand side pocket, trying to send it down somewhere next to the 5 and 4. See if good things can happen.
Caught
don't
it
go in.
Perfectly. Doesn't want the 2 to go in. Yes. Unlucky there, and she knows it.
Yeah, Yeah, that was a great shot. Similar kind of option here, though. She catches the 3 pretty full. Have to hit it a little bit. Try and get the 3 ball out.
Schmath.
Oh,
Good try. Just widened out a little bit on her. This is the chance that Chang was looking for to get herself back in the set. Slightly too much angle here, but if she's running off the inside of the 10, that won't be too bad for the 5. Even rail first into the 10 can play okay.
yeah, I think she's got that option. Oh, wow, she's caught it all wrong. Didn't think she needed to play it that hard, but clearly the angle wasn't there, so jump cue's coming out. Thought she could have just
I think
massaged
she's caught
it.
a little. Yeah, just caught a little stun off the cue ball there. Was expecting it to go into the rail first, but caught the 10 too thinly on the inside of it.
She caught the 9
The
ball.
9 on the way over.
What a chance this is. What a moment in this match. Chance for Jasmine to get on the hill. What a mistake there from ball in hand. All came from that first positional shot, but yeah, interesting one. I thought she might have just been able to float that ball in, massage into the 10. She could even play a 7-10 combo here if she wanted. She probably won't choose to do that, but I think from the 5, 6, 7 looks pretty connected. Oh, that's why she's played it that way.
Yeah,
7-10
an
did
angle
look
to come
quite
down to the here. I didn't mind it if you got straight. You're right on the. You're looking right down the barrel of the comboing line. The 10 ball's right over the pocket.
That's what I thought. Of course, she's more than capable of potting 4 or 5 balls, but sometimes when the balls just line up, it's kind of sometimes hard to refuse, Eric. If it's just there looking you in the face, and pretty straightforward, especially when the 10 is so close to the side.
Well, Jasmine's put Chang under some good pressure in this match, and she's forced a couple unforced errors. Not really on the pocketing side, but just on the X factor things. Not running all the way out a couple times when she had open chances. She's looking good to take a big lead in the second set here.
Yeah, everything to do now. Chang really up against it, and I think she's going to need a bit more help from Jasmine as it's going. Interesting quick update on the other table. Just on the live stream table, you can see there, just to the right of Jasmine. I said before it was 1 set all. Pia's now 3-2 up in Sofia. So that will, there you see Pia at the table. So that's her chance to win the match right there. Is the drama left in that one? Could we see a shootout, Eric? Who knows? Always drama.
Yeah, Pia had a real strong win in the first round against Shashad Liu. She's always on the improve, Graham. Every time we see her, just getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, 100%. I do feel she's a little bit advantaged against many players having the practice partner she does have as her husband. But clearly, yeah, she's definitely improving and one to watch for this event again. Recently run it up in America. Oh, there's the 10 ball, but no early 10, so that comes back out. And she's got a chance on this one. What a break that is. That'll work, Eric. I'll take that.
Yeah, she's been about 70 or 80% effective on the break, and that's real big stats for Pro Billiard Series. Getting a shot on the first ball, fair bit of the time too. Come around 2 rails here. Bit of a stretch. Make sure you get enough power on the ball while still stretching. Gonna have to run into the 5. If she starts drawing it, I think she might catch the 5 too thinly, so I might just roll into the 5 and take a little more angle on the 3.
Yeah, I like that dead weight option. And swing behind the 4 maybe. Come around the back. I guess the key shot here, looking at these balls, Eric, is going to be 5 to 6 because 6 ball really only goes in the top right. She can't play it from center table. That 8 ball is a little bit of a pain just because of where it is. She'll definitely have that in her mind.
Wanted to avoid the 4, but caught it. It's a bit of trouble now. Let's get the cue ball in a pretty specific position on the 5. Nothing real obvious as far as position here. She might just choose to run towards it. Don't really like the following play because you can't get good enough on the 5, and it's not going to lean that well towards the 6.
Well, looks like she's going for cover here because bank doesn't really provide much value unless you try to play a bit of a worldly. There is 3 balls at the top of that table though. Thin edge on the 5 maybe. Use the 6, 7 and 8. Get some cover. How's the pace here, Eric? Looks pretty good for me. Typical Jasmine turning the screw. Jump shot maybe coming.
Yeah, she has a chance to stick the cue ball if she comes at it 2 rails. I like this play. A little more in control compared to the jump.
It was a decent hit.
Good.
Yeah, didn't really leave too much of a, well, not a winning visit, I don't think, but she's eyeing something up as Jasmine.
Not quite sure what she's looking down the line of there. The only thing would be the combo, but that would be very aggressive considering what the style she's played over the rest of the match. Yeah, just looking at the angle of the 5 could cut past the 8. Speed's perfect again, Graham.
Oh, I was just thinking if that rolls one more rotation, this is a lot more difficult because I don't know. Will it slide past that 6 ball? Is she going to end up being too short on this 5? Just because of the way that a lot of measuring there, but it's hard to tell. She might get a thin edge, Eric. Don't think she can get behind it.
Yeah, just gonna have to draw at this a little bit. Yeah, draw just caught too much. Well, another ball in hand chance for Jasmine. She's played a great match here, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Just the one miss on. Sorry, just the one miss on the 10. Played some great saves. Took a defensive mentality into the beginning of the match. And just kind of put Chang in a lot of spots where she was kicking or playing tough safes, and it's worked out very well.
Yeah, definitely. And all these balls are kind of in a bit of a line down the middle of the table, with the exception of the 9 ball. A bit like a practice routine here from her YouTube channels that you talk about. I'm sure she's had many of hours of playing these kind of up and downs. So 9 to 10 is going to be key. Of course, you've got plenty of table to play with, but is this a bit of a stretch, or is she okay?
Yeah, just wrong side of the table, so she is stretching a bit. Not going to need the extension, though. A little funny here. Still fall through to the short side of it if she wants. Cue ball's kind of drawing back into the side, or before the side, so take a lot of power on any kind of draw play. Good recovery, and she's right in line to go right down the 10 now. This is to advance into the single elimination stage of the tournament. She'll also be in action in the mixed doubles this week.
Yeah, this has been really, really solid stuff by Jasmine. Takes the set 4-0, wins 2 sets to 0 against Chang, and all in all, an absolutely solid performance, breaking safety and potting from Jasmine. She, like you say, moves on to the single limb tomorrow, and we'll be back. This is the last match of today, so thanks to Eric Horlefson